Trish here with the nanny service, and this is going to be super quick. I just want to talk really quickly about the nanny interview. The next segment is going to go over more specific information like nanny questions, etc. But I want to talk about the initial interview with that nanny. I would encourage you to spend a few minutes on the phone talking to that person and maybe even do a screen share where you're doing a Zoom and you can see them face to face. I always recommend you, the parents, screening this person prior to having the nanny come into your home and meet your children. Because if they come into your home and meet the children on the very first interview, one, have you checked her references and done her background check? Probably not if you're just in the very early stages, if you're doing this by yourself. If you are working with an agency, absolutely, this should have already been done prior to the nanny interview. But if you're going it alone and you haven't checked your references and you haven't done her background check, you most likely don't want her meeting your children, he or she, because it could be either. And you also don't want them in your home. So, my suggestion is to do that initial face to face, maybe by Zoom or meeting them out in public at a coffee shop or someplace that you can get a really good feel for them. Because even if you interview them initially through a Zoom, you don't really get a feel for that person's body language, um, all of those things that you get from having that one-on-one in-person conversation. So I would encourage you to do that prior to having the nanny to come in to your home and meeting your children. So let's say you meet them at Starbucks, you have a great cup of coffee, the interaction was awesome, you felt really good about this person. You had that parent's intuition that told you this is a good nanny. You invite them into your home. I'm going to encourage you prior to doing that to go ahead and do that background check. To the very minimum, go ahead and check those references because you don't want them coming in, meeting them for a second time, building up that rapport, starting to build up that relationship between the nanny and your child, only to find out that their references are terrible and they have a horrible work history, which doesn't happen very often. Thank goodness. But you don't want to be the one that it happens to. So I would encourage you to take a little bit of time. Know that this is not a fast process and give yourself plenty of time to walk through each step and do it properly. If you have any questions, we're always available, nannyservice.biz, and happy hunting.